What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Take number 4. Today we have the Sig Romeo M17, a fairly unique pistol red dot from Sig Sauer. We're going to start off by going through 4 of the more unique features on the red dot before we go through the rest of the features. So 1, this is made to work with the military's newish handgun, the M17 and the M18. It will not work with any other pistol slide out there. It has to be the M17 or M18. Even if you have the P320-M17 that looks very similar, it doesn't work with that one. And we'll go over why that is here in just a little bit. Second, it sits extremely low on the pistol. It's going to co-witness with any standard height sights. This optic and then the Romeo Pro X series sits extremely low. The reason is it doesn't use traditional springs. It uses this copper berillyum flex arm, and I saw this in person at the Sig plant, and it's very cool and innovative. Not only is it going to help the optic sit very low, but it also helps with the durability. You don't have springs in there. Springs can be the weak point in a lot of optics, so it's going to help with durability, longevity, and it helps it sit much lower on there with that copper berillium flex arm. Yeah. Third, excuse me, I almost skipped around. It has Sig Loc. Love marketing terms. What it is, it locks onto the pistol several different ways. The most secure way is going to be through the bottom of the pistol. You actually take the striker channel out and it screws in through the bottom of the pistol into the optic and pulls the optic down onto the slide. So it's going to be one of the more secure, solid lockups on the market, because that screw is much bigger than the traditional small little tiny screws that most optics have. Third, it has Magnatec, again a wonderful Sig acronym, but what it is kind of cool. It's magnetic activated. So there's a sensor on here, and with certain holsters that have a magnet, when you put it in the holster, it turns the optic off. And when I first heard it, I was like, okay, cool, whatever, but I don't carry a gun all day, every day for a living. I sit over there on a computer. Thinking as a soldier, and your gun is in your holster all day, you don't go to your pistol very often, and if that optic can be turned off in the holster all day as you're moving around or on patrol or whatever you're doing, it's going to extend the battery life tremendously. So the glass on this red dot is enclosed, so it's going to be protected from all sorts of elements and weather and mud and rain and water and snow, whatever else you may be doing. Also, the glass is also recessed in the front and the back, so it's a little more protected, so it's less likely it's going to get scratched or damaged or something like that. The battery is a side load 2032, so you don't have to take it off of the pistol when you need to replace the battery. Very common, easy to get battery. The battery life is going to be up to, at least 20,000 hours. At least 20,000 hours. That's if it's on the medium setting, just continuous. If you just leave it on and it never turns off, it's going to get you at least 20,000 hours. Now, this does have MOTAC or motion activated, whatever the acronym for it. What it is after a couple minutes, like a lot of pistol red dots, it's going to turn off. The second it senses the slightest bit of motion, it's going to turn back on. So if this is in your safe or sitting in your whatever, not being used, it's going to extend the battery life significantly more. But you can expect at least 20,000 hours if it's on continuously. Now, before we get into the controls and the windage and the elevation and the reticle and all the other cool guy stuff, let me quickly thank whcih. They are the biggest supporter of this channel. They have a ton of optics and anything else you need for your pew. There's a link down below if you want to check out this optic or any other pistol optics, or they have the Romeo X, which I reviewed recently, which is another great red dot that will work with a much wider variety of pistols. Either way, whcih has you covered. Link down, you know where. The controls are a very simple 2-button design. They're on the left side of the optic, which is good because if you're right-handed and you're carrying it, those buttons are going to be close against your body and a little less likely to get pushed. They're also recessed in there, so once again, a little bit more protected. Above the up arrow and below the down arrow, there's little tiny bumps that stick out. So again, as a civilian, for me, it didn't wow me until I try to put myself in the mindset of a soldier or somebody who would need to make adjustments in the dark without shining a white light, maybe quickly under stress, and then it makes a lot more sense. So if you need to increase the brightness or decrease the brightness, you can do so very quickly just by feeling those little bumps above or below the buttons, and I thought that was a pretty slick feature. In total, you have 15 brightness adjustments up and down, and 3 of them being night vision compatible. And I did look at this dot. I didn't shoot it under nods because I'm a bum, but I did look at it through my nods, and it did look good, crisp, clear, excellent Like most new SIGs, it has SIG's multi-reticle system. You hold the down arrow to switch the reticle to the one you want. So you have a 2 MOA dot, you can do a 32 MOA circle, or you can do both the dot and the circle combined. Hold down that button again, and it circles back to the 2 MOA dot. I personally like the 2 MOA dot, but options are always a good thing. The up arrow is going to turn the red dot on or off and obviously increase the brightness. The down arrow changes the reticles, like I just said, and also decreases the brightness. The red dot itself is very, very crisp for my eyes. It's excellent. The glass clarity is very, very good. If you look at this, I don't know if my camera is going to pick up it, but if you look at it and compare it, there's a very, very slight blue tint. I don't think it matters. I don't care. So I'm going to say the dot clarity to my eyes is excellent, and the glass clarity is very good. Now, the windage and elevation adjustments are very, very tactile. You feel every single click. You're going to need a very small flathead screwdriver to make those adjustments. Besides that, it's pretty standard. Each click is going to be a 1.5 MOA adjustment per click. 7075 aluminum. The body of the unit, you're welcome. Everyone yells at me if I don't say aluminum now. The body of the unit is 7075 aluminum, 1.5 ounces. It does have the rear sight built into it, so you don't lose the rear sight when you put this optic on, which is a good thing. It only weighs 1.5 ounces, and it comes with SIG's infinite guarantee, limited lifetime warranty if you do have any problems. Now, before we get into testing, let's talk about the price a little bit. You know, the giant elephant in the room. This is an $800 SIG optic. It's a lot. I get it. It's not for everyone, and it's kind of a niche optic just for a couple different handguns, but I do think it's worth the money. One, it is being made here in the States. I saw it being made with my own two eyes when I went to the SIG facility last year, whenever it was, doesn't matter. Labor in the US is very expensive. Parts in the US are very expensive. I believe they're making it with foreign and domestic parts, but either way, making things in the States is very, very expensive. It is one of the most durable and lowest sitting optics on the market. I'll say it's one of the most durable because there's lots of good durable optics, and I think it is the lowest sitting optic compared to any other. So it has some unique features. So even though it's $800, I do think the price is justified with those features and being made here in the States. And yeah, let's talk about testing. I've had it on, obviously, the Sig M18 this entire time because I can't put it on anything else. And I just finished 500 rounds on this pistol. And I have no problems, no issues, nothing I need to write home to you about. Besides the 500 rounds, we did some basic destructive testing. We racked the slide about 100 times off of a table or a barrel or whatever was around at the range just to get some basic bumps and bruises on the red dot. I did a lot of drawing from the holster, no particular reason. Some inside from the waistband, a lot of outside the waistband as well. Tons of magazine exchanges because I'm a child and I find them fun, and Neomag is awesome, and you should do exchanges with your Neomag as well, or I don't know, there's something wrong with you. Besides that, we did the normal stuff at the range, hitting steel, transitions, plate racks, having fun, being silly, and again, no problems, no issues, nothing I need to write home about. That didn't make any sense. Nothing I need to tell you about. That's what I meant. Yeah. Anyway, the biggest pro for me is going to be, it is built around the M18 and the M17. If you don't own an M18 and an M17, that may not be a pro for you, but if you do, that is the biggest pro. Again, the Romeo X series is a very similar optic that is available for a much wider variety of pistols than this one, if that's helpful to you. The very unique and solid mounting platform, you have the feet in there that hold it in place. It screws in from underneath with a much bigger screw than a traditional red dot. So I think it's going to be one of, if not the most solid platform compared to any pistol red dots out there. It sits super low and it's very durable thanks to that copper berillyum flex arm or whatever it's called. I like that it's an enclosed optic, so it's protected from the weather that's growing on me. The controls are very simple. They work well. The multi-reticle system, it's easy to turn on and off. That little bump feature above and below the brightness adjustments is kind of cool. Again, I don't know if I would ever use it, but if I was a soldier in the military doing some things at night and I needed to adjust my red dot, I would greatly appreciate those little bumps without giving my location away or wasting time going, is this up, is this down, what am I doing? as far as change, there's nothing I would change. It's a unique optic for a select few pistols, but Sig did a great job. Sig optics have come a very, very long way in just a short period of time. When they first came out, like a lot of people, I bashed them, but their new optics are absolutely solid. They're making a ton of optics, or at least assembling a ton of optics here in the United States, and I got to give it to them. They've come a long way. If you have an M17 or an M18, this is the best option for you. Hands down, no question, that's the one you need to get. And yeah. Let me thank Sig. They did send that optic out to review, so thank you to them. Let me thank Notches for being the biggest supporter of this channel. The shirt is from TriStar Trading. They have so many cool designs. If you don't like this one, they have a ton of cool designs with Tiberious Give logo. And I'll remind you of all the links down in the video description. If you want to pick one of these up, hopefully I can find you a good deal. Now, most important, guys, thank you for watching. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. If you think I deserve it, why don't you go ahead and like. Definitely subscribe to the channel. We're just about to hit 50,000 subs. We're going to picking 3 winners for a huge giveaway in probably less than a week. We're like 100 subscribers away from hitting 50,000. So if you think I deserve it, subscribe to the channel, go into the giveaway. The links to that will be down below as well. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Be good. Peace.